Hello YouTube. Welcome back for the third video of the Indie Films DIY filming gear and techniques vlogging series. I am Shirish and today I'll be talking about a very helpful and possibly important piece of equipment for vlogging and interviews, the teleprompter. Teleprompters are equipment which sit in front of your camera, right in front of the lens. It displays the text from a script and the subject in the video will be reading the lines of the script that is being displayed on the teleprompter. It is widely used in television, most commonly in news and interviews or even in documentaries, etc. So why use a teleprompter? Well, usually a good video production means that you will work off a script. For example, a newsreader will be reading news from a pre-written script. For more ad hoc type speeches and monologues, it might be possible, or for some cases even better, to talk from your memory. However, if you have got specific and finite things to say, then it is better to read it off a script. This way you will be more structured, fluent, and will not forget important points from your speech. Now, it is important to make sure you do not look like you are reading. Part of this is oratory skills, which comes through practice and experience, but there is one very important thing. If you're reading off a piece of paper or some screen like a computer screen, the audience will know. How? Because they can see you looking at the screen, as you will not be looking at the camera directly. Even if you quickly flick your eyes to the reading screen, it will be quite obvious. If instead you continuously read from a screen but place it right beside your lens, it will still be obvious to the audience, as you will not be looking exactly into the camera. Here is an example. I've set my laptop with a bit of text and I'm keeping it on a stand positioned such that laptop is right below my lens, as close as it can go. Now, if I do that, you can clearly see that I'm actually not looking directly at the camera. So it doesn't work. Now, let's try this. I'm currently looking directly into the camera and speaking to you, and I have been since the beginning. But I'm not speaking from memory. I'm actually reading off a teleprompter. So a teleprompter sits right in front of the lens, then how does it not block the view of the lens? That is because from the side of the lens it is simply a transparent piece of glass, positioned at an angle which is usually close to 45 degrees. You can buy a teleprompter, but they are quite expensive. You will be paying at least a few $100s for a commercially available teleprompter, sometimes even thousands of dollars. So again, the solution is DIY. This is my DIY teleprompter. As you can see, it is simply a piece of transparent glass which is positioned at 45 degrees and sitting held to my matte box over here using some regular Scotch tape. In commercial teleprompters, the glass they use is a special type. It is called a beam splitter glass. This type of glass is completely transparent from one direction, and the other side it is almost completely reflective. So while the camera sees nothing in front of it, on the other side, the subject can see the 45-degree position glass reflecting a screen that is laid on the bottom facing upward. This is because even a normal screen will reflect some light at this angle due to the reflective properties of glass causing total internal reflection. A couple of things that will help you to see the reflection of the screen better is to make a box like this, thus making it dark from all sides and therefore not letting any stray light being reflected. If you don't have a matte box like this, you can buy a cheap one. Online you can probably find it for around $10 to $20, or you can look for more DIY solutions like creating a cardboard or wooden box, whatever suits you. On your teleprompter screen, you want it to have a high contrast, which means a totally black background with white text. For my DIY teleprompter, my aim was to make it simple but usable, and most importantly cost effective. Beam splitter glasses are quite expensive. So I went with simple anneal glass, one that came from a $2 15cm by 10cm photo frame I bought at Kmart. Remember that using a piece of glass in front of your lens will have some consequences, like having a little less light entering your lens, and also such types of glass will often have a bit of color tint. However, that is what we get at the price, and it is not so bad. We can always control our lighting or expose correctly to compensate any light that has been lost. In terms of the tint, you can do a manual white balance after the glass is placed, or you can correct it in post. So now once this glass is sitting at close to 45 degrees, we need a screen on the bottom that shows the text, which can be reflected on this glass. There are a few options you can choose here. I first tried my smartphone lying flat facing up on these extension rods I've placed here over to create like a makeshift platform, and it worked. We got a reading screen. On your smartphone you can download teleprompter apps to use for this purpose. So you will need these apps because they are firstly built for teleprompter, so they will give you options of those high contrast black background with white text. It'll also help you to mirror the text because the text needs to be mirrored, otherwise when you look at it on the reflection on the glass it'll be backwards. So you'll need an app like this. There are a variety of free apps out there. I downloaded this app called the Simple Teleprompter from the Google Play Store for my Android phone, and it works. However, the problem I faced was that I could not manually scroll, as I'm usually sitting a bit far away from the camera. So using the touch screen was not an option. The automatic scroll was good, but I did not like it. Firstly, you need a bit of practice to go with the auto scroll option. Secondly, I have to always speak at a steady pace, and I did not have the option to slow down or go fast, or probably add something in the middle of my pre-written speech and so on. Now, I did succeed in getting a USB mouse connected using a USB OTG cable, so on-the-go cable, which you can get for any of your phones, and I could then connect the USB mouse to my smartphone. However, this particular app did not give me a manual scroll option, unfortunately. I guess for most of you this option will work well. Maybe there are apps that give you manual scroll options as well, so that's it. Now, for me, I found a solution in using one of my external field monitors as the teleprompter screen. I use my Aperture VS1 field monitor as the screen and connected it to my laptop using a HDMI cable. Now I can simply use a desktop app, or even better, an online app, so just a website. Again, you can find the link to the online app I use in the description below, and there are quite a few, so you can search online to find one that suits your needs as well. And with this online app, I can finally have auto scroll or manual scroll using a mouse or a keyboard. So that's that. At the moment, I am currently looking at you, talking to you, and I'm talking on a pre-written script, and it's also being displayed here on my laptop, which sits in front of me, which is outside of my framing composition here. I could have extend my desktop on my laptop, but I just chose to duplicate, so whatever I can see on my laptop is exactly what's coming on the screen. And this online teleprompter thing allows me to choose various parameters like the width, the font size, mirroring or not mirroring, which obviously I want it to be mirrored. And I can do an auto scroll. It does have an option of auto scroll as well, and I can do a manual scroll using my mouse, which I'm doing at the moment while I'm talking to you. So I just use my mouse and just quickly scroll, so I can slow down or go fast as I need. So that's that. A simple, cheap teleprompter, and highly recommended for vlogging. What do you guys think? Post your thoughts on your own experiences with teleprompters in the comments below, and until next time, happy filming and see you all soon.